Howdy, Ags, and welcome to another episode of Texas Aggies United on TexAgs, sponsored by the 12th Man Foundation. Start your tradition of support and make an impact on Aggie student athletes by joining the 12th Man Foundation. My name is Allie Russell, sitting down with basketball star, I dare say A&M legend for all the things that you do, Henry Coleman. So excited that you're joining us today. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So big week this week. Before we jump into what tomorrow brings, let's talk about how this season has helped prepare you guys for SEC play starting on Saturday.
Yeah, I think I give a lot of credit to Coach Lair and Coach Williams in preparing our schedule and having a difficult schedule thus far. You know, we've played some games at home. We've played a lot on the road. We've played, a plethora of really, really good teams, different teams that, score in the paint, teams that, focus on scoring from the three-point line, teams that press, teams that don't press. So I think we've kind of got a dose of almost everyone and everything. And so I think, our season thus far has truly prepared us for the SEC. But, the SEC is a different monster this year. Almost every team is ranked in that 100 of the net. I think there's about 10 teams in the top 25 of the net. And so, it's going to be a grind, but we're super excited and blessed for the opportunity.
Yeah. And for you personally, this is your last season and you're in the top 3 leading scorers. But when it comes to even that mindset of entering the SEC and you're saying it is a different monster, how is that mentality for you personally moving into it, being that it is your last season?
Oh, we talked about it, actually yesterday. All the guys got together. We just kind of talked about, what the SEC entails and that, every team wants to truly win. I know that sounds cliche, but every team is really good right now. Every team's playing unbelievable basketball. And so for us, we have to kind of focus on who we are. You can't, follow the rankings. This team lost, this team won, so now we're about to go up or we go down. And so I think we truly have to just follow, us, one foot in front of the other and just, focus on what Texas A&M does well. And I think when you do that, success is, right around the corner.
Yeah. And I feel like that shows with being that you guys have held a ranking and you guys are ranked 13th. When it comes to what you can say about the team this year and what plays into so much of that consistency and ability to maintain that, what would you say?
I think the first being experience. Everybody on the team has experience that has, truly played. Guys have played in a lot of gyms, against a lot of different players, against a lot of different coaches and schemes. And so there's nothing that we really haven't seen. And so for us, it's, just staying grounded, knowing that you've played this game before, but don't get, too far ahead of yourself. But, it's experience. And I think secondly is just the mentality of everybody in the gym, whether that's a coach, whether that's a manager, whether that's the players. Everybody has a mentality that, we're hardworking, that nothing's given to us, that we have to earn everything that we do. And I think that mentality is just carried over onto the court in our day-to-day life, whether it's school, whether it's in the weight room, whether it's in the film room, that you're going to work hard, that you're going to try to maximize your opportunity.
And you're someone who's able to see all of those bits and pieces. And talking about maximizing the opportunity, I mean, obviously you do that come game day, but there's so much more in between and leading up to it. And you have firsthand experience with playing with these guys, with practicing with these guys. Who are some of them that really have stood out to you day in and day out?
I would say, first of all, I would give credit to, kind of the guys who everybody doesn't really talk about. Chris McDermott, Andre Mills, George Turkinson, JR. Those guys have truly just helped us in preparing for the scouts and giving us a real look. All of them are very talented players and are going to be, very successful here. But those guys have really, truly helped us and prepare for games. But I think it's the whole team when it comes to, practice. Nobody's going in there like, oh, shoot, we have a practice today. Everybody's, engaged, wanting to practice. How can we get better? How can, guards make better reads? How can the bigs grab more rebounds? How can, the shooters make, difficult shots? And so I think it's just collectively all of us trying to get better that day, whether it's something small or, it's something large and working on transition defense as a team. But I think collectively everybody just wants to get better.
And let's spotlight one of those people within the collective. Wade Taylor.
Yep.
And you have, I mean, you've been playing with him now for a few years and you've seen what he can do, seen what he's capable of. And he's on track to be the all-time leading scorer in the history of the Aggie basketball program, which is incredible.
Yep.
What can you say about who he is as a player, as a person, and how you've seen him really impact the team?
I think he just plays with an ultra chip on his shoulder. A guy coming out of high school that everybody said was too small, maybe wasn't fast enough, didn't shoot the ball well enough. And I think he just plays with that chip on his shoulder each and every day. Everybody sees, him shoot those deep threes or him get to the rim against, a guy who's 7 feet. But that all comes from his work. I think he has ultra confidence just because of the work that he puts in. He's in the gym every single day. He's working on his craft. But I think where Wade has kind of, he's a great basketball player, but he's an even better leader. I think he's a leader of men. He's a leader that helps us each and every day. He teaches everybody on the team something new, and I think he's somebody who's a sponge of knowledge and is willing to, keep learning. I don't think he's ever content where he is, whether that's basketball or whether that's life. I think he just wants to keep learning, wants to be better each and every day, and I think, that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing somebody who, is second all-time in leading scorer, and hopefully he's able to become a leading scorer. But it was a kind of a compound of habits over time that he's built. That has allowed him to get to this position.
Yeah. I think it's so cool, too, how you guys can say that exact same thing about so many of y'all. Like, I know that there's people who say that same thing about you and your work ethic, but the fact that you guys can say that about so many players within the team shows why you guys are ranked, you guys are having success, and have been obviously showing out to prepare for what this is going to look like. Let's jump into the preparation week now for biggest game of the season to date.
Yep.
The Lone Star Showdown is back at Reed. First time that you guys will be playing against them since 2019. How excited are you to be able to experience this within your career?
Everybody's super excited. I know both sides are excited. This is, not only good for us, but for the fans, for the conference. I remember talking to Commissioner Sankey at spring meetings about how, Texas and Oklahoma come into the conference. Not just helps the players, but it helps the whole conference. Two great programs that, are just, ready to win too. And so I think it just really helps the conference. And I know all the guys on our team are excited. I know the coaches are excited. We were preparing all week. And so, just Saturday will come and we can't rush that yet. We have a practice later today and then we have a shoot around tomorrow that we have to be focused at and can't rush the game. You can't play the game tonight. And so, we have to be ready for practice and shoot around.
And what has that preparation looked like within this week, and what have some of those key focuses been for y'all?
I think for us, we haven't really changed. It's sticking to our foundation. What does Texas A&M do well? And I think a lot of teams, when they get into, conference play and stuff, want to change. It's a new year. How can, what do we need to change? And I think for us, there's small things you need to change. But the bigger picture is that we need to stick to our foundation. We need to stick to what's got us here all year long. And so for us, we just need to practice us, and that's what we've done all week.
Yeah. Henry, can you believe you haven't had a game since last year?
I know, it's unreal.
It's
been
crazy.
A long time.
You just made me think about that when you were like, this year, and I'm like, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long time.
It's a very long time.
Long time coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what a great game for it to be.
I know.
First game of the year. First Lone Star Showdown of the year.
Yeah.
2025. Pretty crazy. But for all that this game brings, and of course, you guys have known that this game was going to come.
Yep.
Season was going to lead to this being the first SEC matchup of the season. Now y'all actually get to have that week of preparation, and it's not like, oh, it's down the line, we can't really focus in on it yet. Now that focus is there. What has that excitement been like? I mean, I asked Wade the same question, but it was beginning of the week. It was Monday. It's now Thursday. Have you experienced any of that excitement within the locker room?
I mean, everybody experiences. We're all super excited. I think, everybody's excited to play in front of the 12th man. When Reed is, rowdy and when it's packed, it's the best in the country. And everybody knows that. And so everybody's super excited. just to play the game and, walk in the read and have 15,000 people out there cheering for, the right team. And so we're super excited about it.
And what would you say, what's a message you would share to people to tell them what's coming on Saturday and what they can expect?
It's been a long time coming, and so I know a lot of people are super excited. And I know the team would love to have, Reed packed to capacity, have everybody cheering on the right team, have, a rowdy environment so that can kind of propel us to a win. And so, we're excited, and we're thankful that, the 12th man will show up.
Oh, they will, always.
Yep.
And when it comes to you guys and the history of A&M and Texas basketball, I hate to say, it pains me to say that they lead in the overall record. What kind of fire does that light under someone like you when I know that you have an appreciation for the depth of the rivalry?
Oh, it lights a ton of fire. We're not just playing for the team, we're playing for the school in a way. We're playing for the fans, we're playing for the people, who have come before us. We're playing for, the players that have come before us. And so there's a lot of weight on our shoulders. And everybody's prepared for it, and we're excited for it.
Yeah, heck yeah, so excited. I'll be there. Throwing this every interview that we talk about Texas, it's like throw what you know kind of mentality. But cannot wait for you guys. 12th man will be alive and well, and so excited for what y'all are gonna do.
Yeah,
so
I'm
good
excited.
luck.
Thank
Beat
you.
the hell out of TU each and every time. And Henry, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Texas Aggies United on TexAgs, sponsored by the 12th Man Foundation. We will see you on the next one.